What's up, everybody? It's your favorite chimichanga's favorite nerd. Today we are looking at Sideshow Collectibles 1/6 scale Deadpool. This is on loan to me from Joe KW, so I want to thank him straight away. He came by last Saturday, hung out for a bit, and he brought this with him and asked if I'd be interested in looking at them. I said absolutely, because I don't get the chance to look at these types of figures because I don't really collect them. So just to have the opportunity to hold one in hand is pretty cool, just to have that experience under my belt. So as you can see, he comes with a ton of accessories. We're gonna look at them, and we're gonna kind of streamline them as we look at them. So first of all, he comes with a base. You know, I'm a fan of bases. Has like the diamond plating street kind of look to it with the little Deadpool looking bit in there, so that's good. Cool. It comes with this stand, which 1/6 scale figures use for these bars to go between the crotch. Slides in there, no problem. As you can see, the stand has 3 little pegs. Those are for these. You get 2 long ones, so to speak, and they slide. I would use probably the outside holes, and this is like a soft plastic, so you really gotta get it in there. Once you get it in there, it goes through the seal, and then you can adjust it as you see fit. And same on the other side. It ain't easy. This figure is $229, so that's going to be kind of a reoccurring little bit of information. Let's see, because I know that this head plugs in there. Yeah, so then this one we'll put down in the middle. Then you have the Deadpool, which is like an alternate universe thing. I don't know much about it. I haven't read many Deadpool books. I've read Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, and I've read Deadpool in the X-Force books. But I'm guessing that this has some history there. I mean, I know enough about it to know the name. So it has a little plug there in the back of the head, and then that plugs on. For those keeping track, I did have the bar in upside down. So the head plugs into the shorter part of the plug-in, and then the longer part plugs into the bar, which makes more sense. These bits, you can use these word balloons. I do kind of feel like they are at an odd... So I would put them like this, I think. But then we'll take a look at it, but I think the bar goes right up in there. I think that what's going to happen is it's going to, I don't want to prejudge, but it's going to look like it's coming out of his shoulders, and then same on the other side. But we shall see. You have his display stand. Now, the word balloons there are blank, and you get this sheet of stickers, and they just, I'm gonna try to, they peel off and they feel like proper stickers. And you get my chicken, you know, explicit language, common sense tingling, bang bang bang, BRB LOL, Deadpool attack, pone, chimichangas, pouches, talking to myself again, fourth wall, oh I get it hot, no wait a minute, and then you get these faces. It says use minimal pressure when applying the stickers so that they can be removed, but I will tell you that they feel like stickers. Do you remember that those they had those books in the 80s where it had like stickers, but you could pick them up and reuse them or put them in different places or whatever? One book would be a page, it'd be like a foresty area, and then it had like a whole bunch of dinosaur stickers, and you could put them on and take them off and put them back on. I wish it was kind of that sort of a deal, just in looking at it, but it doesn't appear to be. Let's talk about these other accessories first. We got multiple hands, 2 fist hands. The paintwork is top shelf. It's a red with a wash. It's this like I don't know, like, you know, armor coating, and that's been dry brushed. Looks like twice. And then the hands have been washed. All the stitching and so forth is all sculpted. So that's cool. 2 fists, 1 peace sign, which is awesome, and the same kind of detailing throughout. The fingers are like a weird a weird like pliable plastic. It's a little unnerving. It's like a Halloween hand, you know, like you know. But it's like this, and then we got an A-OK, which is cool. Very personality driven figure, which I dig. You got the gun hand. So this is the gun. This is not dry brush. This is actual paint to make it look like wear along the lines, which is cool, and you can definitely get away with it with bigger pieces. And then you have some wash on there as well, on all of it, which is cool. And then you have the scope, which is just painted with the glossy black and then the black and red stripe. And then this slides onto the gun down in this area. Like that, I think. Take a look and make sure I got it right, but I think it's like that. And then you hold it in the hand, and the fingers are pliable, which lets you get the finger right in there where it needs to be, which is very cool. Very cool indeed. Then you have like a holding hand, which I am guessing is for this. So if you, I guess if he holds it in this hand, it would be like that, which is cool. And then you get an opposite trigger hand, which is a nice touch, and then you get the thumbs up hand, and it's like a thumbs up with like the gnarly fingers, which I think is cool. I think is very character accurate. They give you these, which are for the hands, so they're not attached, and I guess you could take out the whole plug and put this in. I'm not going to do all that because this is Joe stuff and this is sealed, and I'm not going to mess with it, but the option is there for you. Okay, this knife, this is, alright, so first of all, it's a $220 figure, and that knife ain't straight. It's warped a little bit to the left. I hope you can see that. But the blade itself is metal, and the detailing and all this stuff is nice. The paint all up in the little ridges there is nice. It slides in there, but I like it to have a firm, like a tension on it, and this doesn't, which I don't like. And then in order to store it, it has this clip on there. We're going to talk about those more in a bit. I'm not going to arm him up because, well, we'll talk about why. And then he has two grenades. They seem to be identical. The pins are actually, it looks like you could remove them if you want. Like the little metal bit is bent there, so you would just straighten it, and then you could pull the pin out, which I think is pretty cool because you could put the pin like on one of these like fingers, like peace out. You know what I mean? With the, I'll try to get it. You know what I mean? You pull the pin, leave it on the finger. I think that would look really cool on a shelf. Same for the other one. And it's got the Deadpool face painted on there, and it's washed as well. The red is washed. An alternate head, which is more of a standard Deadpool head. Like, that's more of a very character Deadpool head. Like, he makes that face a lot. This is more of the standard Deadpool head. All the stitching on there is sculpted, and the red is washed. And then the eyes are washed as well. And it doesn't have the little hood fin, which I am a fan of. So it doesn't have that. And the sword, same issue as the knife. The sword doesn't hold the knife with the blade with tension, so it just falls right out. The blade is metal, which feels very good, I must say, in hand. It clips on the same way as everything else, and then the black is painted. The red is painted and washed. The silver is painted and washed. So the paint is top shelf, no doubt about it. And you get two of those. Okay, so we're going to get the stand out of the way for a minute. Let's talk about the figure. All right. $220. That plays a big part in this. So the head is, all the details are sculpted. The stitch work is sculpted. The wrinkles in the mask are all sculpted. The eyes are painted and washed. The black is painted, and then the red is washed. I dig that look a lot, and it has the hood fin, which I like. It's on a cylinder. The cylinder itself is on a ball joint, so you get this rotation here, and then the peg goes down into the neck, which is also on a ball joint, but it's very stiff, so you get all of that. And this plastic is pliable, so it moves with the ball peg. So articulation-wise, it's top shelf. Now the cylinder doesn't really keep his head on, like it's just, I mean, it just comes right off, which I'm not crazy about. I'm guessing they did it because of these pouches rather. These pouches are on these little clips, and they clip in all over the place, but they have a tendency to fall off. I've already put 5 back on this morning just in looking at them the first go round. They look great. It looks like actual leather. You know what I mean? Just it has that look, and it's all like, you know, it looks like it's washed, and like the little stitch work is painted, and the buttons are actual, I think, like little buttons glued on. So they're very well done, but it just looks a little weird when they're falling all off. It just not looks a little weird. It just feels aggravating when it's falling all off. So then you have the actual suit. We'll talk about the suit details, and then we'll get to articulation. So you have this zipper. You have the actual metal zipper. The thing to unzip is a little large, but that's so a human can grab it, but it's not in scale with the rest of it, and everything else is in scale, so it does kind of throw me off. Then you have this like little clip that goes across his chest there. My battery's going to die. Hold on one second. I swear, when I first opened it up, it said like 24 minutes and dropped down to 17, and all of a sudden it went to 2. So whatever. Anyway, so this clip across there is dry brushed to give it that worn feeling, and then the actual fabric does look like the type of fabric that would be used in that sort of situation, so I dig that. All the buckles on the leather is all dry brushed as well. The suit itself looks like it's washed, like along the seams and stuff. It gives it a worn kind of feeling. It is a fabric. You have different stitch work here, like the cross pattern stitch work, like are in old school bomber jackets or Sub-Zero and Scorpion suit from Mortal Kombat 2. How about how you like that reference out of nowhere? Love it. So this clip here, same thing as the top, and it's just kind of sewn in to the waist fabric there. You get the same type of clip up in here, except it has an actual woven through, which does look cool. Just breaks up the texture lines and stuff. But it will come unfastened, so make sure that you're on that. Yeah, the armor, which is here and down in the legs, and we'll talk about that when we get there, but it has like a rust look, and it has a worn look, and that's all done with dry brushing and washes, and that looks really cool. Let's see, what else? The black for this bit is a plastic. It's a softer plastic, and it looks good. And the straps, and then this is all painted. That wear is painted on there, and then it looks like it's dry brushed on top, which gives it a really good look. And then same for the hand that we talked about with the other hands. Detailing is the same here. You got the belt here with the Deadpool symbol. Looks really good. A Deadpool symbol, I should say. And let's see, moving down, we got more pouches, more clips. You can clip the swords in there. We'll show that later. A different fabric there with the same sort of scorpion patch or whatever stitching. You got these guns. Oh, all right. That's cool. It looked like it had a sliding piece, and it kind of does. That's pretty cool. I wish it came back more, but all right. I'll give them that. That's cool. The red is dry brushed. No, it's washed, and the silver is washed as well. And then that's actual chrome there where the casing is dispersed. And that looks really good. It goes into this holster here, and the gun itself looks like it has a metal, but it might be this clip. Yeah, so okay, the gun is plastic, but this little thing in there might be metal. I'm not sure how they did it, but this little button here is metal, and then that's metal, so it's a magnet. Right, this is a magnet on there, and so it clips really nicely. It was a cool idea. Same for this side, and the gun is identical. So that's pretty cool. More pouches, more straps. Now you have an elastic strap here on the knee, so you can move it around, but you gotta stay adjusting it to get it that look you want. And I don't know. We're going to talk about this in final thoughts, but we'll just talk about the figure now. So it has the same paint, the wear, and so forth, and the dry brushing and washes, so that's cool. Down in the boot area, some great stuff is done here. Wash on the leather, wash on the straps. All the laces are painted, the buckles are painted, and they're painted extremely well. Same for the foot. Washed, paint, all the stitching inside the boot is all sculpted and molded. The laces are sculpted, the buckles are sculpted, and they're all painted individually, which is nice. And the bottom of the feet are even sculpted very well. So that's all cool, and that's basically the suit design. Now we'll talk about articulation. So we did the head and neck. There is an upper torso joint that's on a ball joint. But because of the fabric It's not limited. It should get you everything that you want. It's just you got to be careful when you're moving it because buckle pouches and stuff can come undone. And then it has another ball joint in the lower torso, but it gets you very natural looking movement. And and then all the straps and buckles and stuff move accordingly because it's all kind of done in real time, if you know what I'm saying. So ball joint, that's all good. Get you a very anatomically correct swivel and crunch. So I dig that. I dig just how it works. It feels like I can't really tell what's going on up in there, but it feels like a ball jointed shoulder. There's a pouch falling off with a butterfly joint. Bicep swivel, elbow. Let's see here. Double jointed elbow. That works really well, all things considered. But it only gets you to 90 degrees, but that's because of fabric. This looks like it swivels, but it's just the armor moving on the fabric. Wrist swivel and hinge. So that's all good. Same on the other side. For the waist, soft ratcheted universals. They're not ratcheted forward and back, so that is a bummer. Look at that. Ooh, and we got another pouch falling off. Same on the other side, but ratcheted out just fine. Double jointed knees. Yeah, double jointed knee. A little squeaky in there, but not hateful. And then you get a swivel right above the knee, and the thigh joint swivels in a more anatomically correct fashion. And then the feet hinge a bit down. They don't really hinge much up because of the sculpting of the boot, and then you get a rocker. And the rocker does work pretty well. And that's this figure. Final thoughts-wise, here's the negatives. It's not a lot of fun. It's frustrating. It's frustrating because, for one, the pouches are constantly falling off. They don't feel like they clip in extremely well. The fabric kind of gets in the way, and everything kind of feels loose. It feels like you have to constantly adjust and readjust everything. That's just not my favorite way of doing business. Also, the head being sculpted in plastic and everything else being in fabric, for me, throws it off a bit. It seems like it lacks uniformity, and it just kind of makes it look less, for me personally. And the price at $230 for all that kind of stuff, it just doesn't kind of speak to me. And then there's, of course, the fabric toy, which I'm not a big deal of. Like, when you start dealing with figures in this scale, and you start dealing with figures with fabric, and you can undo their little zippers and take off their little pouches and all that, for me, it starts feeling like you're dealing with a doll. Now, maybe that's my own personal hang-up. Maybe it's because my mom used to call my action figures dolls, and I used to be like, they're not dolls, Mom! I do like this. Like, I do like it overall, and we'll get into the positives in a minute, but it's just having that doll aspect. I just want to avoid the day where I have to... I'm here to return this. I'm just kidding. If you guys like that sort of thing, then the truth is that you win, because you can buy stuff like this, and stuff like this does have a very cool element to it, especially for a shelf and so forth. There are a couple other negatives I need to point out. The lack of ratchets in the forward movements of the legs, that's a problem. There was another one too, but now I'm drawing a blank on it. I think I've discussed enough of it. But the good news is that the paint is top shelf. The materials are great. The action figure element is perfect. It's just moving it around where things get a little fidgety, having to keep your hands on everything to make sure nothing's falling off and everything's moving properly and all those sorts of things. Like, that just gets a little obnoxious for me. The sculpt work where it is great. The line work where it is great. The paint is fantastic. The movements are fluid. The action figure element of it is superb underneath all the fabric and gadgets and gizmos and all that. The accessories are top shelf, second to none. Thoughtful, creative, fun, and it gets you everything that you possibly need. The only thing that would have been better was to have some tacos or some chimichangas or something like that for him to snack into. Would have been, put him over top of the edge, but as it is, it's great. So if you're a Deadpool fan, if you're a 1/6 scale fan, it's worth getting. If you're not a 1/6 scale fan, or you've never bought a 1/6 scale figure and had to kind of deal with the things that come along with that, you might want to put your hands on one first before you buy it. If you decide that that's for you, this is a decent enough figure to get. It's pretty good. I know that Sideshow's done a lot of DC stuff in the past, but it looks like they're doing some Marvel stuff now. So if you're into this sort of a thing, I can tell you that it's well made. It's not well made enough for me to be interested in it. There's just too many things personally that are off-putting for my own sensibilities. But that's not to say that it's poorly made, because it's not. It's a quality toy, it just doesn't fit my taste. So I hope that helps in making your decision, or if you just want to take a look at a 1/6 scale figure from a different point of view, I hope that that helps. I'm a mold guy. I know that now more than ever. I like the way that the molds and sculpts are done in plastic. It's just something that I personally appreciate. But if this is your thing, it's a good one. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.